I've asked our IT Director, Pat Oblander, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the December 14th, 2017 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I currently serve as chair of the commission and represent District 3 alongside Commissioner Shelley Bueller, who represents District 1, and Commissioner Kevin Cook, who represents District 2. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First item of business, please.
Proclamations, presentations. Number 1, presentation of fiscal year 2017, the annual report. Susan Duffy, Topeka Transit.
Well, it seems we just saw you a few hours ago.
It was.
Yes. Good morning. A pleasure to be here, Commissioners. I'm Susan Duffy. I serve as General Manager for Topeka Metro, and as our custom is to bring to you our annual reports, and I have, you have before you the fiscal year 2017 annual report, and we are so pleased this past year, because so many good things happened. This year, 43,000 plus rides for our kids during the Kids Ride Free, May 15th through August 15th. We know it works. We know we're connecting kids to where they want to be in the summer. We're doing it safely, and it's just a good time to get them on board. Actually, because it overlapped a little bit with school starting, we transported a lot of middle school kids to school, and that leads me to our contract with USD 501. This year, I'm pleased to announce that all 4,000 high school kids have access to our bus every time we're on the road, not just to school. They need to show their student ID and their bus pass, and they're able to ride to school. Superintendent Tiffany Anderson has said that attendance has been up overall, and so hopefully there's no excuse not to be at school. And again, we also know middle schoolers are taking advantage of this as well. Also, I would like to report that our amenities program, we've been able to receive grants funded by KDOT to improve our bus stop amenities. We went from a flag stop where you just wave down a bus to designated stops where there's either a bus pad, a bench, or a shelter, and we determine that based on the number of passengers that were boarding, and we started at about 20% ADA accessible once we figured out our designated stops. Right now, we're at 38%. With everything we have in the mix right now, things floating through approvals, we should be 45% by mid-summer. And this is important. It's not just about the disabled. It's about anybody who's trying to walk to work, walk to a bus, push a stroller, pull a grocery cart, or just has a little bit of trouble walking, that there is a sidewalk connecting to a firm surface so that they can easily board the bus. I will turn you back to the last page, and we have, as I said last night, we had 4.2 mils as about half of our funding for the last 8 years. We are currently in the 9th year, and we are focused on the future. There are things that we would like to continue to provide, as we are a transportation solution provider for the community, and yet we've pretty much maxed out on our ability to use that funding. And I'm glad, Chairman Archer, that you knew Peter, Paul, and Mary, because my reference to the City Council, I'm sure that went over some younger heads, but they were one of my favorites and continue to be. But there are opportunities here that will make riding more attractive to our millennials. As we're training a whole group, educating a whole group of citizens, our Topeka High, Highland Park, all these kids to ride, that as they go to Washburn, where we have a contract with Washburn, they pay for their students to ride, there's no need to buy a car. You can get around Topeka, but again, we're off the road at 7:30. We did add an hour of service at the end. We're getting great ridership from that, but there are some needs that we're not meeting with workforce, getting people to work and getting kids to school being our priorities. And Jim Ogle is here, Chairman of the Board, and we're here to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
I did notice Jim's picture.
I knew you were
from
bringing
this
it back up again.
was from 1992, and I've been trying to find one of mine from 92 to go on our website. But I know you've got significant challenges, and the mill levy hasn't increased for 8 or 9 years, and that's going to be an interesting discussion when you get to the city council. You're on a July 1 fiscal year, so
Yes.
I assume you're going to be looking at a mill levy increase of some sort to be effective for the 1st of July.
I'm not sure on the timing, but the property tax lid that was imposed by the legislature in 2015 has kind of taken the wind out of our
Right.
sails for the ability of the city council to assist us in that endeavor.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Susan or
Yeah.
Jim?
I know in the middle, I think you've accomplished one of these for the focused on the future career. No, actually, that has not been accomplished yet. The research, workforce, transportation. I was going to ask you, out of all of these, what's priority? What's at the top of the list?
Real quickly on research, with the opening of the new plant in February, we are adjusting our routes to, with 60-plus people working there. They've approached us. We've made that adjustment.
Okay.
Starting February 1, we will be offering service right out front of the plant.
Okay.
But they've asked for additional services beyond that. And so in terms of a priority, again, with our focus being on getting folks to work, that's kind of a bread and butter of transit. I think we would look at the additional hours or the additional services that we can provide our folks so they're not walking. Case in point, a Washburn student, she works at Academy Sports, and she walks to work on Sunday. And she walks home, and she said it takes sometimes an hour,
Sure.
Whoa, that's pretty daunting. She's young, she said, or I ride my bike, or I get a ride. But, so we know there are individuals out there who would benefit from different services or better hours with our service industry and folks who work at hotels and nursing homes and want to make a corridor that having that availability would be good. Also, technology. It's so important. That app, Where's My Bus? That's how folks are living, and we need to be able to offer that just like any other transit in a larger community. There's an expectation that it's there along with Wi-Fi. Yes, things like that.
If I could add one thing, Commissioners, Sunday service 10 years ago when we did surveys was about going to church and the recreational opportunities that may be on Sunday. It could never sustain the level of service and the cost that we would put on the road in order to do it. But now Sunday service is really about getting people to work and finding ways for people. We operate in a 7-day economy right now. There are very few businesses that close on Sundays, and so consequently, for us to really have that impact, Sunday service and the extension of service, I don't think I'm going out on a limb and saying for the board standpoint, that's what we hear constantly from riders. Why don't you run later in the day? Why don't you run on Sundays? So that I can, because I want to work a second shift job, I can get that job. We can't provide them completion of that across our system right now.
We will be undertaking a long-range transit plan. We receive funds from the MPO, and a great portion of our time and money will be spent having conversations with the public and doing surveys, because we really want to delve deeper. We've had 32 public meetings in the last 4 or 5 years, but we need more information from folks to really put before you and the other elected body, what are our needs and how is it going to be funded?
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Next item, please.
Item 2, presentation regarding the Equifest event to be held on February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, 2018. Justin Stanton, Kansas Horse Council.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you today. We did bring a few little goodies that you can take a look at in your convenience and take home with you and enjoy, we hope. And I just wanted to take the opportunity to kind of give a little overview or background of who we are, what we do, and why Equifest is so important to us, as well as the community and the state and beyond. So with that, I'll begin. I am the director of Kansas Horse Council, and Kansas Horse Council is the voice of the equine industry in Kansas. And what we do is we represent legislative issues both at the federal and the state level, as well as health issues. So if a reportable disease outbreak was to occur, we are notified by the Kansas Department of Ag, and we provide an additional platform for the State Animal Health Commissioner to speak to our constituents regarding that, so that we can address issues and questions right then and there. And we are affiliated with the American Horse Council, which is in Washington, D.C. That's our federal branch, as well as we are on the Coalition of State Horse Councils. So we meet once to twice a year, and we discuss issues that affect the nation regarding the equine industry and how to improve conditions or keep opportunities such as our trails and parks open for equestrian use. So that's just kind of an overview and highlight of who we are and what we do. We are a statewide entity in the state of Kansas, so we are not specific to any breed or discipline. We represent all horse owners, from the single backyard hobby horse to the folks that make their entire livelihood off of the horse industry through breeding or training or some aspect of equine use, even the secondary markets of retail such as tack and feed. So it's a huge economic impact, and one that we would like to eventually survey and give you actual demographics of the economic impact of that. It hasn't been done since 1996, and so our goal is to present that again sometime. Now with that, the Equifest is an event that has been operating for 20 years. We're entering our 21st year. And for the first 18 years, we were housed out of Kansas Coliseum in Wichita. And with the sale of that venue, then we lost our space there and had to go shopping. And so here we come to Topeka. We were delighted to have the opportunity to host our show, our 3-day event in Topeka, with the Expo Expansion Project slated, and the buy-in from Visit Topeka, and a great deal of support. So with that, we are certainly appreciative of that. The Expo Expansion Project is obviously something of interest to us, and as we attended the meeting on Monday, we look forward to coming back again. As we are the voice of the equine industry in Kansas, we also try to draw in all of their opinions and interests and try to filter through that and give somewhat of a concise statement of perspectives or requests or viewpoints. And so we'll try to provide you with something that's simplified rather than a whole bunch of noise. So we look forward to getting a group together and discussing, maybe narrowing down what the equine industry would like to see out of the expansion project to help facilitate with your future plans there. Why that's important to us is because by coming to Topeka, we were already had to downsize from what we used to do as far as the facilities were concerned. So we had fewer stalls, fewer floor space for vendors, so we were already coming in constricted. And as we're entering our 21st year, we just continue to grow. And so that just is a cumulative effect of the constraints. So we look forward to that expansion project happening, just so that you know that. The Equifest program is our main fundraiser for our nonprofit council. And the council also serves great things. We also offer a scholarship. We have a foundation entity, and that offers scholarships to the youth of our state that have equestrian involvement. So just want you to know that we do provide a service, not just as the voice of legislative, but also a real hands-on takeaway from those that have been involved with us. We bring in a lot of people from outside of the state of Kansas, and so we look forward to this year trying to do a better job of tracking the economic impact to your city of those that we bring in. My understanding is we are the second largest event at the Expo Center, and so we really hope to capture some zip codes and try to offer you that information of just how far our reach is. Now, because we were down in Wichita, we had a strong presence in Oklahoma, and we still have a lot of attendees come up from Oklahoma. By moving our event to Topeka, we were able to pick up Iowans, and we were able to pick up more Missourians, and we've had a strong presence of Nebraska for a number of years, and so they continue to grow. So we look forward to sharing that information with you when those numbers and that data comes in. So we hope you are equally as fond of us as we are of working with you. And with that, I wanted to share with you our promo piece. It's about 3.5 minutes long. I may not let it run that whole time because it could get a little bit long, but I just wanted you to know that we have information available at equifestofks.com, and we are reaching a broad market through social media as well as just the fact that our event has been around for a number of years. And we serve to entertain, to educate, to bring everyone together in fellowship that has an interest in the equine or horses. You don't have to be a horse owner. You may just have an interest in the horse culture. So with that, we invite all of you to attend and spread the word, because the bigger we are, the happier everybody is, and the stronger the Kansas Horse Council can be. So did I leave anything out? I have some board members here, and I would love to give them an opportunity to throw in anything I've forgotten. Anything else to share? Okay. Well, any questions from any folks? And then I can run a promo for you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, I won't take up too much of your time. I just wanted to share with you that we are thrilled to be part of this and would be happy to facilitate with expansion plans any way that we can, because it is of a lot of importance to us as we represent the equine use at your facilities there. So.
Join us for the 21st Annual Equifest of Kansas, a 3-day horse extravaganza, February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, 2018, at the Topeka Expo Center. Brought to you by the Kansas Horse Council. Equifest is a horse lover's paradise featuring world-renowned clinicians, educational seminars, cowboy poetry, music, an art gallery, special demonstrations such as mounted shooting, cowboy dressage, driving horses, and more. For the kids, we have Farm Bureau Kiddie Corral, where they can rope, ride, explore, play, and learn along the way. You'll also want to check out K-State Swing and Spurs, dazzling you with their moves, and you can two-step or swing dance alongside in a quick lesson. Come and shop till you drop at one of the largest trade shows in the Midwest, with over 150 vendors from across the USA, bringing you English and Western tack and apparel, trucks, trailers, tractors, equipment, art, jewelry, home decor, farm necessities, and accessories. It is wall-to-wall shopping in the exhibition hall and the Mall of Equifest. Enjoy live entertainment provided by Better Horses Radio and the Country Stampede, and great food from the food trucks. It's a foodie fun fest. Enjoy multiple breeds and disciplines on display. Don't miss the Top Horse Versatility Contest, the Ranch Rodeo, or the Jumper Classic event. All are sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. Come see Bobby Kerr with his Mustangs, Poncho, Lefty, and Maypop performing their amazing tricks. Bobby is an all-around cowboy, artist, and entertainer, a true patriot, and a friend. Come see Brad Lund, a Kansas professional working cow horse trainer and competitor. He brings his tips and tricks for fence work and box work to you to improve your working cow horse game. Come see Larry Weitzel, internationally renowned gaited horse clinician and author, teaching classes.
you can go see the rest of this at equifestofks.com. I know your time is very valuable, so I won't run the whole thing through. But again, I just want to reiterate that we provide a large platform for education, entertainment, et cetera. This is our primary fundraiser for the Kansas Horse Council, so we can continue to do the things that we do. We appreciate the support of the community, as well as the county, the local, state, the whole thing. So if we can be of any assistance to you in the expansion project, obviously we have a vested interest in that, so that we can keep our event with you. And with that, I will take any questions or adjourn from now. So, hi, Kelly. Thanks,
Questions,
folks.
comments?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Time, yeah.
Next item, please.
Item 3, Grace Med third quarter report, Alice Weingartner.
All right. Yeah, thank you. I hit the wrong button. Okay, great.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alice Weingartner, Grace Med Health Clinic. It's nice to see everyone. This is our third quarter report. I do apologize for being a little bit late. There's just been a few things on our plate, but we still wanted to make sure we got this information to you before the end of the year. You did receive the third quarter data report. In this information, it just shows where we stand with patients coming in for services. Following our last meeting, there were questions asked about what are our numbers looking like, and as we did some comparison, we do believe we're seeing a slight increase in the number of patients being seen with Grace Med, and we'll continue to monitor that data as it's something we have to report to our federal partners every year as well. So that will be information that we'll continue to be able to provide. We are continuing to grow our oral health outreach program. We are now up to 19 sites and have seen over 400 students through that, and in just this fall semester, and we continue to reach out to some of the school districts that we've not yet had contact with, so we'll continue to grow that program as well. And lastly, we do continue to focus on Project Wellspring. As you know, we did receive a challenge grant from the Maybe Foundation for $500,000. In order to receive that challenge grant, we have to meet our $3.4 million, which was the balance of that fund. As of today, or as of this week, we're sitting at about a balance of $560,000 left to raise out of 3.94. So we've done really, really well. And those funds need to be received or pledged by October of 2018. So we have a few months. We are doing some outreach to various populations in our community, private individuals, the business sector, to try to raise those funds as well, and as well as continuing to pursue foundations. So that's our report for this time, and be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Alice?
No, thank you.
Great, well, thank you, and Merry
Good luck on
Christmas to
raising
you
the
all.
rest of the money.
Thanks.
Next item, please.
Item 4, overview of the court's proposed evidence presentation system, Chuck Heidowitz, Court Administration.
We had everything ready to go, but there we go. Good morning, everybody. Charles Heidowitz, District Court. Several weeks ago, we brought before you a request for funding for our audio-video evidence presentation systems that we're putting into the courts, and you asked to have a demonstration or just a video of what that equipment actually is. And so we put together a small PowerPoint for you, and provided you with a packet earlier in the week. It has very comprehensive information of all of the equipment that we're putting in there and all of the specifications. However, in this PowerPoint, I'm only going over the main items because it's very exhaustive, and I don't think that you really want to hear about microphones and all of the little gizmos that go along with that. So the evidence presentation system that we're putting in is going to provide standardized equipment to all of the litigants that come in. So that provides everybody with equal justice. The equipment is robust yet streamlined to meet today's technology, and is very flexible to meet emerging trends. and it's very user-friendly. So we'll be offering education to anybody who wants to use this. They can be up and running on this system within 15 minutes. It's very simple to use. Today, this is what we have for evidence presentation. It's pretty much a whiteboard. Lawyers come in with these big demonstrative aids. The DA's office has to roll around evidence, I should say, DVD, TV carts. But now, a lawyer just has to bring in a flash drive or a laptop and hook into our system. So this is a picture of Division 5, which we just finished. And as you can see, this is a very high-tech courtroom. What you're looking at in the center is the podium that houses a lot of the equipment. There are monitors at all the different locations. Along the wall, you have the high-def monitor. On top of that is the pan, tilt, and zoom camera. You may see above the state flag, very small, but that's the infrared device, and those are some of the things that I'll be getting into. But this is what our courtrooms are going to look like. And you'll notice that there are no wires on the floor, which is what you would find today. This is an example of a podium with all of the equipment in it. And it typically consists of a document camera, a 4-channel amplification system, the digital media switcher, which tells you from what source you're going from one to the other, a DVD player, its wireless capability, it's an equipment rack which is internal to the unit, and monitors, and the lectern itself. So the multimedia units, products that we're going to be putting in there in room 410 and beyond starts off with the Wolf Vision Sign app. And this allows us to do wireless presentations, web conferencing. It supports all of the leading image files, audio and document formats. It can support 4 devices simultaneously and provide streaming, webcasting, and video recording options. So this is a very robust system. The next is the Elmo document camera. It's compact and lightweight, gives up to 4K image quality with autofocus. The USB ports accommodate high-def video at 60 frames per second. The articulating arms give greater flexibility, and it has user-friendly navigation buttons. The audio system consists of our speaker, which is on the right. It's a 120-degree sound pattern, which means that we have wider coverage with less speakers, and that equals less cost. We also have the sound amplifier, and that boosts our sound up to 200 watts per channel, and it's energy efficient, so after being dormant for a short period of time, it will automatically shut off. Here we have our assisted listening device. That's infrared, line of sight, and a secure transmission. So which means that if we have 2 courtrooms operating simultaneously with exactly the same equipment, there's not going to be any bleed over. So you won't hear what's going on into the other courtroom. It's crystal clear audio, and again, it's identical to what we have in Division 5, and this is what we'll be putting into all of our courtrooms. This is our PTZ, or pan, tilt, and zoom camera system. It gives us 72 degrees wide-angle lens, high-def resolution, again up to 60 frames per second. It can be either hardwired or wireless, and it too supports all streaming variations. This is our Crestron touchscreen, and this allows us to determine where the evidence is going to be coming from. So on this one, you can say from the lectern, from counsel table 1, wherever it is, all you're going to have to do is select the appropriate button. One of the nice features of this is that there are publish and unpublish buttons. And what that means is that if you're going to present evidence and you might not want the picture to be seen by the jurors at that point in time, the judge or whomever's controlling it simply hits unpublish, and you can discuss the veracity of that evidence, and then if it's agreed upon, then you can publish it to everybody to see. It has voice recognition capability. It's very easy to program. In fact, if we ever wanted to, it can control the building's HVAC, lighting, telephones, and internet accessibility. This is a very robust piece of equipment. And as a matter of fact, we are going to be sending one of our staff to Crestron School free of charge. All we're going to have to pay for is transportation and per diem. The next item is our Crestron control unit, and it's designed to control and monitor all the AV systems among other applications. It operates multiple programs simultaneously. The Ethernet connectivity enables integration with other IP-controllable devices, and it provides safe and secure interconnectivity with all users, so nobody can get onto anybody else's system. And last is our audio system. It's the integration module. It's software-based, 16-channel digital audio signal processor. The channels can be configured for audio, video, and microphones, both input and output, and the USB device port, which supports Microsoft operating systems as well as Mac. So again, we've covered the entire spectrum for anybody, whatever they want to use. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer now or down the road.
Commissioner Cook, this is where you do business. So
Yes.
thoughts?
As we go through all of the technology that we have, again, just kind of touching on the cost that we're looking at per courtroom for this setup.
With the RFP that we did, it came in at $33,000, and that's for room 410. The last one we asked was for $35,000, just to be in the ballpark, but just a little bit extra just in case. One of the features of this unit was the pan-tilt zoom camera system for video conferencing. It's going to be in the probate courtroom, and we feel that it's very important to be there because you might have someone who might be in Texas but can't get there for some reason for a 10-minute hearing. Is it really necessary for that person to expend those dollars to come here for a short matter? So we can allow them to do that. However, when we go into some of the other courtrooms, it's not going to be necessary to have that particular piece of equipment. We have it now in B22, Division 5. We'll have it in room 410, and we're going to put one more on the 3rd floor. So we'll have a number of units, but not every courtroom is going to need that.
And as we go through, this is going to be technology that's available to anybody, whether they're with the district attorney's office or with a defense counsel or whatever they may be.
Pro se litigant, defense counsel, district attorney. So they roll their carts all over the place. We have to take when we do jury orientation, we have to take a DVR system and move it into all the different courtrooms where jurors are going to have their orientation. So it's going to save everybody a lot of legwork and reduce the amount of equipment that everybody has to buy and maintain.
I think that this is and then previously the district attorney's office was able to purchase a lot of their media through different grants, and we're not going to be participating in grants to buy this. You're asking for the county to be able to do this. Are there grants available for the courts to participate in?
We can certainly research it, but I have not seen any grants out there right now that really go towards audio-video equipment because the current, it's now considered normal operating equipment. It's not something that's very different or unique to a court. Over the last 10 years, this is standard equipment and expected to be in the courts.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions? Thanks for the overview.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
right.
Appreciate it, Chuck. Next item, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
4 items on the consent agenda. Are there questions or comments?
Then I'll move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business, A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning that there are vouchers that total $1,659,192.97. The highlights out of the voucher reports are employee withholdings of $84,184.25. There is the A.M. Coron and Sons of $352,524.58. Department of Corrections, which was primarily Corizon, of $197,588.08. State of Kansas holding accounts of $409,816.88. Sherwood Maintenance, $328,148.95. And then finally, Parks and Recreation, $107,326.69. I do not have any questions regarding the vouchers and would move for their approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the voucher report by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the correction orders by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, Court Administration. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C-449-2017 with Stenograph Sole Source for the purchase of 4 court reporter machines at a cost of $21,180 with a trade-in discount of $5,600 for a final cost of $15,580 with funding from the 2017 budget.
Good morning, Charles Hydovitz, District Court. We have 4 machines that have extended past their normal life expectancy, and we're asking to replace those particular machines. One reason why we're going with the Source Horse is this is the existing company that we use right now, but as part of that, the court reporters are required to purchase certain software, and it's unique to this particular machine. And so if we were to go into another venue, then we would require our staff to buy that equipment all over again, and that's about $4,000 each person. So it's really not economical for that, and it's just really an upgrade for the existing machines that we have. So we ask that you do that. This has been budgeted for our current year's fiscal.
Thanks. I'll move to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Chuck. Next item, please.
Item C, Sheriff's Office. Number 1, acknowledge receipt of correspondence from Sheriff Jones regarding purchase of tires for various vehicles at a cost of $26,671.90 with funding from the 2017 budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Captain Hubler with the Sheriff's Office. Over the course of about the last month and a half, we've been purchasing tires to make sure that we can keep our fleet on fresh tires. We drive a lot of miles. We have several different vehicle platforms, so we had several different purchases over the last month and a half. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
I'll move to acknowledge receipt of the correspondence.
Second.
Motion made to acknowledge receipt by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Shane. Next item, please.
Item D, Commission. Number 1, acknowledge receipt of letter of resignation as the Soldier Township Clerk from Brian Herrick.
Move to acknowledge receipt.
Second.
Motion made to acknowledge receipt of the resignation by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Might
Yes.
note that, as is standard practice, we have done recently is 2 weeks for us to receive in letters of interest or emails, phone calls to the commission office. So that would be 2 weeks for Soldier Township. And a note that for Silver Lake Township, I believe the deadline for that is today at 5 o'clock. So,
And we're going to address that
Monday.
on Monday for Silver Lake. Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Bueller. Next item.
Item 5, Administrative Communications.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block, Public Works and Solid Waste. With the upcoming holidays, I want to announce several changes to our solid waste collection schedule, and in particular, next week, I want to try to avoid as much confusion as possible with the Christmas being on Monday and Christmas Eve being on Sunday. The county has moved its Christmas Eve holiday to Friday the 22nd. So that's going to catch a lot of people off guard. And whenever we have a holiday at the end of the week, people's days, collection days, get moved up a day, which also causes a lot of confusion. So hopefully I see Tim writing down very quickly. Hopefully the media will help us out on this one. But next week, for the week of December 22nd, or excuse me, December 18th through the 22nd, this will be our collection schedule. Monday and Tuesday customers will have no change, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday customers will all be moved up a day. So Wednesday will be collected on Tuesday, Thursday customers will be collected on Thursday, and Friday customers will be collected on, Thursday customers will be collected on Wednesday, and Friday customers collected on Thursday, and no collection on Friday. The following 2 weeks, the week of actually Christmas Day and New Year's Day, they will be the same. Since the holidays fall on Monday, there will be no collection on Monday of those 2 weeks. This will be a little bit easier because everybody gets pushed back a day. So if they miss, they just leave it out and we'll come get it. But Monday customers will then be picked up on Tuesday. Tuesday customers will be picked up on Wednesday. And Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday customers will have no change. So we'll be sending that out to the media. We'll also have some social media notices, and we'll also, they can go to the website, solid waste at snco.us, I believe, or snco.us/SW will get us to our webpage, and our collection schedule will be there. But anyway, we'll be getting this out quite a bit, as much as we can, but we're trying to get as many people as we can because it can cause quite a bit of chaos in our office if people are unaware, especially next week when people get moved up a day. So if we can spread the word, I'd appreciate it.
But there won't be any yard waste picked up or extraordinary items for the next
Yes.
3 weeks?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. Thank you for pointing that out. And
Okay.
also, speaking of that, this is often becomes an issue for the recycling facility. I do want to point out, they do not want any Christmas lights or Christmas trees, ribbon, or any kind of foil wrapping in the recycling. Because what that does is it causes, there's lots of conveyors and pulleys and just things that can get wrapped around. Those all need to go, at least the lights and the ribbon and the foil wrapping paper need to go into the trash. Christmas trees, I think there's other locations you might be able to, like Garrick's, and that may take them as recycle your Christmas trees, but they do not get recycled at the recycling facility. So try to prevent that as much as possible too. So
Okay.
bear with us. Hopefully everyone gets the word.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kellen Seitz, Inspector of Venue Management at the Kansas Expo Center. We have 2 great events coming up this weekend, and I would like to point out there's still time to get your involvement in both. The amateur platform of the ice racing, which will be taking place tomorrow, they are still accepting amateur racers, so you're safe there. And then, so that's the ice racing event, Championship Ice Racing, that'll take place tomorrow starting at 7:30. It's four-wheelers and motorcycles that race around the ice sheet at 60 miles an hour. So we're excited to see that. And then on Saturday, from 2 to 6 o'clock, we have our annual Wing Fling. This is the 3rd year of the Wing Fling. I'm excited to report that we've already hit the number of tickets out that they did last year. So we will have an increase in attendance there. And we are not looking for any additional judges for the Hot Wing contest, but if you would like to enlist your service, we would happily take any of you to be an additional judge. So,
Pass on that.
thanks, guys.
Thank you, Kellen.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Commissioners. Larry Moss, Shawnee County Treasurer. It's the holiday season, and it's also tax season. So just here to remind you, next Wednesday is the deadline for paying your taxes, December the 20th. And I'll be back on Monday to say it again. Thank you.
The online is the easiest thing in the world to use.
Absolutely.
Particularly if you use the e-check. Credit cards get expensive, but yeah, I'm sure you want everybody to
We do.
pay online if they can.
That or through the lockbox, that works really well for us too. And over the last couple of years, we've really improved that online feature.
Yeah.
So,
It is. It's slick.
and in fact, we've noticed that in our office that more people are paying online, and our lines are shorter. Plus, we've become a little more efficient too. So, but just a reminder, it is the holiday season as well as tax season. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Just doesn't go together.
Anyone else for administrative communications this morning? Okay. Commissioner Bueller?
I don't have anything.
Okay, Commissioner Cook?
I don't have anything either, but, I think you were saying the other day that, Darius Rucker would really like the Equifest. So just keep that in mind, Kellen.
I think he'd rather see vehicles going around an ice ring more, but, yeah, I know Kellen is working on Darius night and day, and I appreciate that support, so. I don't have anything else. Thank you for coming this morning, and we're officially, wait a minute, next item, please.
Item 6, executive session.
We do not need an executive session today, so thank you for coming this morning. We're officially adjourned.